Generally speaking, people see things my way, and I just elaborate on what they see already. Now, I've a lot of notes. I'm going to flip through this while I explain. The wordplay is basically the foundation of the wordplay. It has to do with about every language. You can say the Tower of Babel and so on. Remember, these notepads were after the 10,000 valid sources that I've had for quite some time. For the other videos. Notes, on and on. Okay, so the wordplay, like in the name Mekloke, when I used to see myself as a gangster, it means, make call, you can get, or make kill. Loke being loco, Mek being part of my name, Mecca. Of course, you can start thinking about these things and realize how it's all about the good spell, and where symbols and spelling and symbols being a basic part of magic took us in life. So every culture is basically wrong to a large degree, and it has some things that are correct. Okay, so we need to get over this false pride thing and this sense of entitlement. All right, so let's get into the wordplay now, shall we? Chaotic, ka-o-take. Okay, think about baby boy, preventing people from being a man, preventing them from going through a ritual of manhood, which would make them see themselves as a man with some kind of divinely inspired spiritual responsibility. And, ultimately would be better for society, and people would man up and take care of their responsibilities, and on and on and on and on and on. I'm not really show you this whole thing. Anyway, so, and that's that. I apologize for that, but I wanted to show you that. Response, ability. Sponsor, and your responsibility, the ability to respond, right? And your mentor, man is tor, sponsor, responsibility. Progress versus regress, or regress, or congress. You follow me? The garden, the bull and the cow eating a lot of grass. I mean, what animals eat more grass than bulls and cows, right? Jordan Maxwell talks about cistern being related to the system. And the church, the Kirk, and Circe, Mother Circe, this magic spells, right? Cistern, system. It stores rainwater, the sewer system. Your sewer. When you do the wordplay, the vowels are interchangeable. Sow your seed, sewer. With the bullshit. It stores the bullshit. Help them store the bullshit and smear the world with bullshit, a smear campaign, and you can sow your seed, right? Help them play people out, and which is what a lot of cultures, a lot of groups, the police, the mental health people, your teachers, everywhere you look, there are social controllers that enforce social norms, right? A sow shall. They sow the shell, make people empty vessels, all right? So shall it be. Amen, right? So be it. Latin roots, so shall it be. So shall it be. Normative, normandy, normal, right? Norm and E, normandy. Okay, so we go on to intel, right? In L with the T is the plus. Remember, the M is the arc, the T is the plus, and the G is the hidden hand of masonry. And you see this play out in Egyptian wordplay as well, with the interchangeable vowels and the different names for the deities. And America's the New Egypt, the one on the dollar bill, Greco-Egyptian, Solon, Pythagoras. We can go on and on how this relates to masonry and cult wordplay. Aryan, okay, this is key. Neri and Ari are probably the most key part of this. The most targeted people are the Igbo people, because Nigeria is the most populated place in Africa, and the Igbos had their Igbo-Ukwu Empire, and Chiuku, or Chuku, being the main Igbo deity until they start enforcing the loser perspective, or the less capable martial art perspective. Able. Cap for able, and not Cain. Okay, going to Canaan, we'll get into the second Canaan. We'll get to that. All right, so Aryan, backwards is no Ari. You do the wordplay. Forwards, it's Aryan. It's the Khan's whore, the imposter, right? The blonde hair versus dark skin from being in the sun versus some kind of eugenic scientific reproduction that caused blonde hair or whatever caused it. So Ari, as in the air, right? Versus scientific pollution, polluting the airways, water waves, and light as a particle and a wave. Okay, Also, it's versus the spirit of light. I went over that with Einstein's theory and E equals mc squared in other videos. You should watch all my videos since I started going blind, especially. So air, near E. Okay, so Eri and Neri creation myths. Okay, so some villages are called Eri in Igbo land. Have Eri attached to it, and some are perhaps more towards Neri. And these are the creation myths. They have to do with the man Igbo, the first son. Okay, Igbo backwards is Obi, the Kuro Obi, Black Belt, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Shinobi, the old video game, and we can go on and on. Okay, so Horus, okay, which is the Horus, son of Isis form, one of the early forms of Isis in the book it was actually by Paul Ham and not Peter Ham. As you can see, I'm going over a lot of complicated stuff with glasses on. My vision is damaged, but you can see the truth in my words, and I do a pretty good job. So you'll have to excuse me for these little mistakes I make. I'm not trying to offend anyone or deny anyone their credit, unlike the cults. Anyway, his name was also Har-Ware, right? Face, where? Face us. Horus, face us. Where's the face? Okay, face us where? Okay, in Egypt, Igbo Uku supplying the Horus perspective, the Shu, Chu-Uku, can also be seen as Shu-Ku, and we won't get into that. So Shu-Uku, the big Shu, and Shu is also Sa or Si. We'll get into that in a second, how he's symbolized by the ostrich feather, the Mayat coming down from the heavens versus the Mayat in the woman. And the woman who's right with the heavens, so it comes down with the heavens also through the woman, through Sekhmet, through Mayat, through Horus, Osiris, and so on, versus it coming down from, or coming up from evil or from the earth or from your belly, right? Your belly versus your higher soul, and so on. All right, so Nelson Mandela, again, his mother probably did not think about this when she named him or whoever named him, but it's part of the culture to do it this way. So No the Sun, Min Dal A. Okay, so Nelson Mandela as a popular figure we embrace versus Shaka Zulu, when Shaka, even in the BBC series, says the heavens belong to Zulu, the children of heaven, and Shaka, Amazul, and Shaka is their son, Amazul, okay? And we can talk about Amazons, how they want to take on the A perspective to legitimize their rule in their respective region. So combination, the combination of skills, the combination lock, not just some airhead learning some gymnastic routine, right? Not some airhead scientific routine of gymnastics when you train in a gym instead of outdoors, right? They'll probably kill themselves trying to do it on, outdoors. Unless they do it at the beach, and that goes back to the sand, and that goes back to Ptah, and the earth, and the divine order, and so on. The house of Ptah, the spirit of the land. Kemet, the black land. Osiris, the lord of the black. Niger means black. Nigerian, the most populated place in Africa. Abyssinia, referring to all Africa. Abyssinian cat versus Himalayan cats, and different kinds of cats, Persian cats that have different figures. Figure it out. Okay, Bastet, the best at, right? The best at what? The best at transferable skills or putting on a show, like a kitten. Oh, that's a cute cat. Let's have a cat show. Let's have a dog show, and so on. All right, so figure out, outside. Okay, you cultivate your figure outside. The polis, the cult center, the city, the pole as. Think outside the box. Okay, boxing. Okay, the spirit. Okay, think of transferable skills. Think outside the fist, the box. Fast, transferable skills to be fast. Okay, the Kaaba stone, Kaaba nation. Okay, combination. Remove the M as the arc. Do the wordplay. Kaaba nation. Kaaba stone with the Muslims, and they're also wrong, and of course this is a sensitive issue, but if you can draw Muhammad, why can't I spell this out? Do the good spell, the go spell, the gospel. Look up what gospel means. It means good spell in Greek. Okay, karati. Kara means empty, hand. Serek, which is the royal palace, in Jet's Stella or whatever, you have the Serek, the royal palace, with the Uraeus, the rearing serpent, which is the responsible for his name. Okay, the royal palace, the Karas, the empty palace. Why? Because martial arts is not legitimized by the pharaoh. Okay, it's the Khan Fu. Khan's the fool, Khan's foe. Okay, Ed Fu. I went over that. Khan's whore. Look up Khan's whore. He's the Greco-Roman perspective. And of course, martial arts has embraced Asians forsaken the black man, just like they did in Rio with what's his name, Makako versus Kota, and so on, and the Santana versus Kota, and the Europeans fighting for honor and being mad and trying to downplay the spiritual aspect of the Africans' martial arts, talking about corporal dexterity. Corporal meaning the absence of spirit, material or bodily dexterity. Okay, so where? Where's Horus? Where? Do the math. Okay, it goes back to Ebo, Obi, the first son. Okay, and the sky god. Well, I've covered that pretty thoroughly. Good love, Osiris, the principle of good, right? Isis, his wife, the good love at night versus some kind of, savage sex, kinky sex, right? Kinky hair, kinky sex, who did the wordplay and why. Aerodynamic, an arrow, the arrow chuku, the oracle of arrow, the arrow chuku, the slave trade. Again, it goes back to some Igbos have a bad culture. Igbo women aren't exactly throwing themselves at me and respecting my top martial artist position in reality, right? And of course, realty, real estate, right? Real estate, to live in reality, you have to do what it takes to get the real estate, right? For their reality, which is their illusion, right? Magic tricks, trickery, the deceiver. The great trickster, the dirty trickster, the dark sorcerer, Sidney Gottlieb. Okay, the Wright brothers, the solar disk, a discus, right? Aerodynamic, a solar disk, a disk with wings, right? What is a plane? It's aerodynamic, just like a solar disk. Horus in the Greco-Roman mythology, flies on a solar disk to defeat Set, the Greco-Roman perspective of Horus, right? So you talk about acuity, spiritual acuity, mental acuity, right? Keenness, sharpness, acuity, accuracy, a custom, okay? Customs at the airport. Going back to the sea people. Now, I have to shoot through this, almost out of time. Flint, Michigan, right? The flint of the cannon, Canaan, okay? The musket, masket or mask-e. Minnesota, Min, the chemist, the Isle of Chemists, the patron god of chemists, chemistry in northern Egypt. The delta plants in the Narmo palette, signify 1,000 delta slaves. When the southern Egyptians, the black Egyptians, conquered the north, and they were probably a mix of different races, not sure, but certainly they had some Greek-looking and Semitic-looking people there. The fire-breathing dragon, the Vikings, the ship, it looks like it breathes fire. The Vikings invade England, so do the Romans. Okay, do the math. England, England, fire-breathing. Saliva, Komodo dragon. Ray, ogre. Ogre, Gur, ogre, the sun cycle. Okay, Gur, the wolf. Okay, Upuit, mess. Okay, a poet mass, Upuit being the god of the wolf deity, right? I'm out of time. He's the way opener of ways. Prometheus, promo the ease, promise the ease. Boat, fire, torch, torture, spiritual torture, taking away your culture. Okay, sea people, ship, figure it out. Rowing, exercise, gym, the row exercise, social. I went through that. Reckless rage, skinhead music, ball head. Okay. War on terror about resources, controlling resource, okay, and human resources, and the resources to control. It's about more than just the oil, it's about the resources of control. Amulet, a mule. Magic, hidden in plain view. Magic card deck, the magic deck. They're magic card bitches. They're playing their magic card. We're magicians. Heart, seat of intelligence, the true voice. It has to do with the divine order. Okay, are you true? Are you really the vicar of Christ, or are you an imposter who excludes the martial arts perspective when Jesus says, "I'm the root and the offspring of David, and I came to bring a sword"? Sia, C-A. Again, going back to character, conscience, intelligence, the heart, the ankh, the royal authority, the life, the heartbeat, the music drum, the eardrum. The caduceus, okay, the herald with the physician symbol, herald, okay, the heir, old, the heir to the throne, show, say, the feather as well as mayat. I went over that. Horns, okay, they blow the horns. The horns is a symbol of vibration and authority. It can also be the bowl that covers the light, depending on how the music is played, right? Blow the horn. Elephant, if on task. Elephant tusk, Elephantine Island. The cataract, the eye. Of course, they're blinding me. The eye of Horus, the eye of Ra. Horus in being blind, the patron of the blind. Cannabis, high-strung versus high, okay? Being high-strung like the Zulus dancing around versus being high. Cannabis seeds come from China, according to what they say so far. Yellow light, slow down. Green light is go. Red is stop. The arrow to the left. Zulu with the heart. Zulu versus meditation. Burner, 180 degrees, 9. The right angle, 180 degrees, 9. Okay, 90-degree angle, right angle. Thank you.